Moments like these are what we live for. The game ended Manchester United 1, Arsenal 3. It was played at Arsenal home ground. When I say moment like this is this, what I'm talking about is this. You were Declan Rice, you were bought for 105 million. And you have been trying by all means to get that first goal so that you can get things started. The basic things, the things you're expected to do, you are doing perfectly. You are doing so amazing. Nobody is questioning what you're actually doing. Everyone is excited by what you're doing. But when the team is not doing so well, when you almost lost the game, coming up with the goal that puts the team on an advantage, that's all what we're talking about. Then the Jesus goal was just a bonus on top of it. It was just the cherry on top. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about Arsenal versus Manchester United. We will be talking also about Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Also, we're going to talk about Crystal Palace versus Wolves. Those were the games we had today. All of them finished 3-1 for Arsenal, 3-0 for Liverpool, 3-2 for Wolves. All of the games at 3. So in the teams that have won, they've all collected 9 goals in total. And then the team that lost, they collected 3 goals in total. What a week. What a way to go to the international break. So we're going to break down everything we saw of the game. We talk about some of the moments that should have made a difference and some of the things that maybe we need to revisit again. So we'll start with the big game, of course. It was Arsenal versus Manchester United. It was at the Emirates Stadium. Everyone were expecting Arsenal to win. But I have to say, these guys, they made it difficult for themselves. Of course, the Partey injury did not help. Thomas Partey, of course, was going to be in that game alongside Declan Rice playing on the side, on the part where this guy was playing Kai Havertz, while Odegaard was there, the creator himself. It started well, the game. In fact, it was, to be honest, to a neutral's eyes, the beginning, especially the first half of the game, it was really, really boring. It was irritating the way United were looking for ways of wasting chances. Onana, Lisandro Martinez, everything that can help to waste the time Manchester United were doing. I was really getting frustrated. Even the Arsenal fans in the ground were getting frustrated. And now it has actually started to reach out to the player. Maybe that could have contributed with the way the performance of Arsenal was not really on par to what we expected them to be, because they were getting frustrated over this. And it was hard. I did not get it that every single thing that was trying to be created, there were a few passes at the back for United. Then they hit long shots which were ending either in Ramsdale's hands, or maybe somehow maybe it goes to Saliba or maybe Gabriel. Those were the things that was happening almost for 25 minutes. I was like, I want to switch off this television until Kai Havertz got a chance. The chance that he got, he was just supposed to hit it. I don't know how he missed it. Nketiah missed it as well. The ball went out. Also, I think Nketiah today was not at his best, because he was really wasteful, to be honest. So many chances that he could have turned into something meaningful. He was kicking either outside, or there was no any end game to whatever he was trying to create. The game in itself, it was really, really draining so many people. Until one chance that Marcus Rashford got by a mistake by Kai Havertz, which I think he lost the ball, easy pass. Marcus Rashford, one movement, then that was an amazing goal. Everyone are excited. The game is about to start. We are excited. We are now actually sitting down to watch the match. Then exactly after that, I think it was about 30-something seconds or less after the United goal, Odegaard goes to score there. He was called in by Mikel Arteta. I think Mikel Arteta told him of the mistakes. Because if you looked at the first half, we actually saw that the striker of Arsenal, he was getting so many chances. He was creating for the people, but there were no takers in the boxes. I'm talking about, of course, it's what's his name, Martinelli. He was creating so many chances inside. Either the Nketiah would be far further ahead from where the ball is going to come out from, and there are no midfielders who can cover it up, which made it easy for the likes of Lindelof to kick the balls outside, even Lisandro Martinez. I felt like they controlled the thing, and I was really impressed by Dalot, because Dalot really worked so hard to neutralize Bayakos Saka. Saka really struggled to even get into the game, struggled to create something. And many people expected the Dalot side to be the weak link of Manchester United. But to be honest, the weak link of the game was actually on the side where Wan-Bissaka was playing. I felt like he was exposed so many times. He suffered so many chances, and there were those few decisions from the referees. I cannot come here and actually complain about the referee, because I felt like he played the game so well, he controlled the game so well, and the game actually came to flow. It was actually exciting till maybe the Butcher picked up an injury. Lisandro Martinez, Lindelof had a crazy free kick here against him that he got. I think it was a yellow card he got. People were calling for a red card, but it was not going to be a red card because of the position where he held Nketiah from. So that ended up becoming a yellow card, a free kick to Arsenal, which they were not really doing nothing. Arsenal had so much of the ball, but yet doing anything with the ball. So to be honest, really, when we talk about 3-1, we are getting out of, we are taking the results out of context of exactly what happened in the game. Because when we really look at the game, Arsenal really struggled to create any chances. I felt like the likes of Onana, even Maguire was having the better of Arsenal in the game. Lindelof was good. I have no idea why Eric Ten Hag had to take him out. Somebody has to explain to me to put Johnny Evans. I felt like, but also if you look at the goals which were scored, but the last one you cannot also talk about it, because all of them they were in attacking, and I think it was a corner if I'm not mistaken on the United side. Then that one was hit on the counter. That's where the goal came from. But in terms of how the game was played, it was okay. One cannot complain about the game. One can actually be excited over the Rice chance, because I felt that was what the player needed. There's confidence we talk about, and there's some things that gives you the belief that you can go forward. And Declan Rice did everything well in terms of his performance. He's doing so well for Arsenal, but he needed at least, and that goal would actually become one thing that is going to help him going further forward into the season, because he has already gotten the confidence. He is ready to challenge. So I'm really happy for him. What a goal, by the way. At that acute angle, people were complaining that they felt like Johnny Evans was fouled. I don't really think so. That is really not even supposed to be talked about. The penalty incident, before I even talk about the goal, the penalty incident, the Kai Havertz penalty, which was pointed in by Anthony Taylor, it was looked well, and in fact, a clear touch to the leg of Kai Havertz actually happened when he was falling down. So it means the first moment he was falling down, nothing happened to him. Wan-Bissaka did not really touch him, and I know he was pressed in between, but did not really touch him. So he went on for a dive. That's when the tackle came about. But all in all, I don't think that was supposed to be something that people should even be crying about. And the Jesus goal, I think we have to give so much respect to Fabio Vieira, because if he had delayed even by a second, that could have been ruled as an offside. But the timing, the power, and Jesus running like that, and I love the dummy he did on Diego Dalot. He just passed by. I saw him flying. I was like, what's happening here? And Dalot was also the other part of Onana. He went with him. It was impossible for him to come to the side where this guy put the ball. That was it, to be honest. You can't really talk so much about the game. I think we did not get so much into the game, but for a Manchester United which did not perform well beginning of the season, 3 games that they've played, they did not play so well. I feel like today, even though they did not perform so well, they had a plan to try to derail, to try to confuse, to try to in a way to try to irritate and actually take the irritation that they were putting into the Arsenal players, to actually take that into their advantage to get something. They almost did with that offside goal that was ruled out by the referee, the goal by VAR, by the way, the goal that was scored by what's that guy, Garnacho. It was a good goal. Yeah, that was it. Hoyland came in. What can I say about him? I felt like he is physical. He really challenges so the defense of Arsenal, and as much as he was trying, he did not really do enough. There was a point, there was a penalty shutout. I thought it was not even a penalty, so it was a waste of time. All in all, what I can say is this. It is really you. If you're a Manchester United fan, you are gutted over the results because I don't think the result, the scoreline really reflect what really happened in the game. You had a game plan, you played it so well. The likes of Bruno were all over the faces of the Arsenal players to frustrate them, which actually in a way turned the game okay. But you know, maybe we can talk about it being the Emirates Stadium being so much, and they are the ones who caused this to turn into actually a victory for this team. I don't know, but the game ended Arsenal 3, Manchester United, yeah, 1. Let's see what happens. We're going to talk about the second game that we saw today. Please do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe to the Football Connect. Let's talk about the Szoboszlai, I think we can call it the Szoboszlai performance. I think as much as people are really working so hard to doubt this Hungarian player, today I felt like he came in and really showed the world what he's capable of with that shot that he hit, which some people were crying that it should have been an offside because Salah was on an offside position and he was covering the view of the goalkeeper, which caused the goal to come in. But the referees were saying that no, the goalkeeper could see the ball when it was hit. Salah was not in his view. He saw the ball. It is him who reacted late to cover the way the ball was going. In fact, he thought the goal was going outside. So that doesn't really matter. I have to say, really, before I even go to talk about the goals, even what Szoboszlai did, we were told a lie in terms of how people were building up this game, talking about how Liverpool were gonna really suffocate to get something into the game, because some people still have this weird belief that Liverpool are not really that good. They don't really have the best midfield and they're gonna struggle so much. And I think Klopp today, he did something that so many people do not expect, because we are all expecting that Wataru Endo is gonna be the DM for Liverpool as we go forward. But for him to put him outside, put back McAllister back into the defensive midfield, put Szoboszlai on the, I think it was on the left, on the right, while we see Curtis Jones coming back into the game with team. Remember, I was coming from an injury, coming back into the team so well to play well against this team. The exciting thing about this Liverpool squad, especially in the defensive midfield, is this. I discovered that there is a rotation in those three. If McAllister decided to go and follow whoever with the midfielder wears the ball, you would see either Szoboszlai dropping into the DM while the other one is covering the other position for the other player, or you would see Curtis Jones dropping and you see Szoboszlai jumping to the side of Curtis Jones, while McAllister, because he's in attack, he has to go cover the position that Szoboszlai was. That for me was exciting. That thing, I think you can see what Liverpool were working on when they were doing this signings. They were not only looking for midfielders who can only rely and play in that certain position that they are put in. They can only thrive in that position. They wanted those midfielders that they can play around and confuse the teams against, that every single time when you need them to be defensive, they can be defensive. When you need them to be attacking, they can be attacking. And that's what makes the Gravenberch signing so interesting as well, because he is that sort of player that people are believing potentially is going to be able to do exactly that well as well, according to what the world is, what people are talking about. I'm really excited over what I'm seeing with this team. I'm really excited that Curtis Jones is really now demanding more of playing a bigger role into this Liverpool squad. I was really excited by Joe Gomez today because he played that Virgil van Dijk position so well here. He busted like a boss. And you could see the also tactile what Klopp did so well in terms of the tactics, the way he set the game. He made sure that he was not going to allow the ball to spend so much time in the defensive area when they're under attack. Only the time when the ball was spending time in the defensive area was when there was at least a space between the attacking players of Aston Villa with Liverpool, so that they can do one-to-one touches, so that as much as they tried to come on to try to attack Liverpool. They'll pass it to Trent. Trent deliver those long balls to give an advantage to Nunes, and one of them worked. That's where Salah brought it back. Nunes hit the post, and there was a deflection. It was in. Another goal contribution for Darwin Nunes. It looks like he is now starting to enjoy Liverpool, as we know. It is really now starting to enjoy. Maybe it's the number 9 shirt, you never know, but if he continues doing what he's doing, it's going to be really hard for him to be taken out of the position he is holding at the moment. I was really also excited by Chicharito. I know he did not score today, Luis Diaz. He did so well in terms of holding the team, putting so much pressure onto Matty Cash. I felt like Cash really struggled a lot, as well as Salah on Didi, because I felt like he had to force so much. This Aston Villa team is good. Let's be honest with this. It's one team that is so good, but we were not able to see them so well, because I think they were well dominated in the midfield, and they got punished by Liverpool's attacking when it was at the back, so we could not see that threat going forward. And I have to say as well, Alisson played so well. Andy Robertson was a perfectly, and to Trent Alexander-Arnold, that was a captain's performance, because I felt like he really showed up. He really came into the game, showed what he's capable of doing. And one thing that I have to say, which I've forgotten since I started doing this video, it was actually nice to watch a full game of Liverpool without them actually getting a red card. They've been getting those ones for free, and today to actually have an entire full match finish without a red card, I have to call it a massive win. I feel like now there is direction on what Klopp is cooking. There is direction on what he's trying to create with this team. There is direction over where we can go forward. I'm not saying we can challenge Man City. We expect to challenge, but I cannot run to that until I see all the signings and what we are able to eat in, and whatever that is capable of doing as well. And maybe the reason why he did not sign another defender is because maybe they were impressed in the preseason by Konza, who came in as well, played 20 minutes, showed how boss of a player he is. He did so well, frustrated Aston Villa, but all in all, the game was over. Aston Villa were really struggling to get into the game. What can you say really to complain about this team? At the moment, I can't. But let's talk about individuals now. Dominik Szoboszlai, for me, I think he was my man of the match. He was everywhere. When you need him to do the defensive, he was there. When you need him to do the attacking, he was there. One thing that is very dangerous about that kid is the speed. He is fast. Dominik Szoboszlai, give him the chance, give him the ball, he will cause problems. Give him a chance, kick it up, he will chase the ball. For the way he is, structure-wise, you might think that is not a fast player, but don't be surprised. He is a fast player. So many opportunities he was trying to create for the team. Crosses, we saw what he's capable of doing. The crosses from the goals that should have been turned in. He's one, I think, across the shot that Luis Diaz charged and Salah was able to bury it at the back of the net. That was it. 3-0. It should have been more, to be honest. I felt like the strike force of Liverpool, as much as we were in the game, we did not finish our dinner so well. There was a chance that Salah, if he had passed it to Gakpo, that would have been 4. I have no idea why he had to be selfish, but that was the problem. We are not really going to get into that. That was already in the past. Alisson, he did not really play so much, but there was a point where he was called to do something, and he stood up, showed what he's capable of, and he saved the game. For so many people who were gassing up this team, I was really disappointed. I expected so much from Aston Villa. I thought they were going to put so much onto Liverpool. They were going to really challenge them, and really going to demand so much from them. But watching the game to the end, I did not see so much of that. I don't remember even seeing Ole Watkins in the game. Maybe because they were not able to create something going forward. I did not see so much, and to be honest, when you now come and look at it at the end of the game, one would be really disappointed. We needed a challenge. We were told that these guys are the it. We were told don't take it for granted that they were outclassed by Newcastle, in which we beat. They are a dangerous squad. Today, we should have even scored more than Newcastle because we dominated them more than Newcastle. We caused so much problem, they could not handle it. Some people might say because they did not have Tyron Mings, but I don't really think it was only about one player. I felt like Liverpool really did come into the game, played to its fruition, and got the victory. Now we are going to the international break. This is something that we can build on to. Let's see what Klopp is working on. Let's see how Wataru Endo is going to be introduced into this team and actually start to do something. Ryan Gravenberch, let's see what he's going to be able to do as well going forward. There's so much to build out to this team. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, for a change, no mistake leading to goal. I felt like he played like a captain. I felt like he was feeling the weight of that armband and he took it with honor. So I'm really, really excited about that. Let's see where we go from here. The other thing that happened in the game, what can we talk about? Yeah, I think that is it. That is it. Some chances were saved by their goalkeeper Alessandro Martinez. I think he did so well as well into the game when you look at it to the very end. But yeah, exciting times, people. Exciting times. Let's see where we go from here. Do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe to the Connect. As we talk about the last game, it finished Crystal Palace 3, Wolves 2. And again, as much as people are going to talk about the scoreline and say that maybe Crystal Palace were having the day of their life, they really did struggle in the game. I felt like Wolves really showed up into this game. They really put so much pressure on them. They scored a good goal, by the way, Crystal Palace. It was some good chances. They moved it so well, and it was a goal. I loved the response from Wolves. That header was amazing. That was scored by the Chinese guy, I forgot his name. Then, all in all, as they came into the game, showed what is capable of, scored a goal. Then he assisted I think the captain, the striker as well, to the third goal, and that was it. 3 goals, 2 goals scored by their forward guy, and that was it. Wolves scored 2. They could even have drawn the game, but Crystal Palace, who held on to the match and got to the very end of the game. What was your best moments of this week, in fact of this day? What impressed you the most? Do you think that Szoboszlai goal should have been ruled out as an offside? I felt like that Akanji chance that was not ruled out was more of a goal that was supposed to be disallowed than the Szoboszlai one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna talk about the VAR as we move on. Remember, it's international break, so we're gonna be taking some time from this, disappearing as we wait for the continuation of the new season of the Premier League. Do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe to the Connect. Let me know your thoughts on the game. What impressed you? Who were your men of the match? What did you think of the Declan Rice really introducing himself into that Arsenal squad? What impressed you? What do you think of Højlund? What is he going to be able to do going forward with the little bits, tiny bits that we saw from him? And also, what are you expecting to see going forward into this? It's going to be a long season. Do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe to Connect. I've been your host, Sam. We are out. Peace.